Reminding with what you said, like, Lord, you promised us this, you promised us that, you know. So pray with faith and you know, have us be certain in your mind that, you know, you've done what needed to be done, so you're going to get delivered.
Yeah.
Lord's willing. Obviously, Lord's willing.
Yeah. That's right, man.
What's up?
Yeah. It's Isaiah chapter 1, verse 28. And the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshua, shall be consumed. Of course, that's linking to that nuclear fire, that destruction to come. It's going to purify the earth. Of course, 2/3 are going to be gathered in that destruction too. Yeah. Right.
Set?
Hold on. So it says, Psalms chapter 7 verse 11, the Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. What do you read? The sword shall come down upon Adumio.
Yep.
The Son of the Lord shall be bathed in heaven, shall come down upon Adumio. And Adumio, that's the Greek way of saying Edom. And who are the children of Edom? The so-called white people today, the rednecks, man. Right? They said, if he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. Right? When it says that the instruments of his indignation, he ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit, and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his own violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate, man. This man's own violent dealing, man. And thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, man. He dig a pit, man. They're thinking about it, I'm gonna take these people out by violence. I'm gonna take these niggas out. That's what the so-called white man was thinking.
And that's what he did.
Right? He's thinking to wipe us out as a people. Do you understand? To get rid of the Israelites. He digged the pit.
He's fallen into it.
He fell into his own trap that he made, man. Right?
It's in Proverbs, isn't it?
Now, strength. It says, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his own violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. You can't make this up. It says, Revelations 14. Oh wait, it's 18, excuse me. Revelations 18 verse 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you on her. Who's her? Babylon the Great, the virgin daughter of Babylon. Why? Because she's filled with the blood of the saints, man. She's drunken with our blood. So it says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea. What's that millstone? The missile, man. And the sea represents the people. Saying, thus with what? Violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Right? Because Esau gonna build, but what the Lord will throw it down. Right?
The border of wickedness.
The border of wickedness. That's Malachi, the first chapter. You understand? But that's the fall of a kingdom, man. And right there, that's the parting asunder of the times. That right there, that's the parting asunder of the times. Where it's like the Lord is ending one and about to establish another. Going back to Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1.
Everything is a time and a season.
Everything there is a time and a season. That's where it goes in Revelations. It says what? Let me get. Hold on. Of Revelation chapter 9 verse 14. Let me start from verse 13. And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before the Most High, saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of men. Right? And the number of the army of the horsemen, going back to Joel, chapter 2, were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. So there's a precise day for this man to come out of power, man. There's a designated time, there's an allotted time, a scheduled time that the Most High has made for this man to sign out.
The clocking part.
The clock out, man.
Yeah.
Right, your time is out, your shift is finished.
Contracts expired.
Yeah. Right? Now it's time for us to sign in. Very simple, man. So it said, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. Because when you go to Isaiah 13, it said that the noise of them is like the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people. That's the missiles, man. Right? That's the missiles. It says, verse 17, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire. So what? How you gonna have a breastplate of fire?
Yeah.
You know, your breast is made out of fire. And of jacinth and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions. How you gonna have a horse
With a lion's
with
head.
a lion's head? So we know that's not literal. It's metaphoric for what? The ICBMs, man. And out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone, because the top of the front part of the missile, that's the part that connects, man.
The warhead.
The warhead. Right? By these three was the third part of men killed, which is who? The sons of the wicked. Because you got the sons of the Most High, the sons of men, then the sons of the wicked. The sons of the Most High is who? The Israelites.
Right?
It's us, man. the so-called blacks, Latinas, and the native Indians. And whoever descends from those people on their father's side, that's the sons of the Most High. The sons of men who's who? Edomites, the Moabites, the Ishmaelites, the Hamites. That's the sons of men. But then you have the sons of the wicked one. That's Matthew 13. The tares were sown by the wicked one. That's them. So it says, by verse 18, by these three was the third part of men killed. By the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone were issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails was like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt. Right? Their power is in their tails, meaning the fire that propels the missile to go forward, and the fire behind, in front of them, which is the warhead, man. Very plain and simple. So it's all metaphoric allegories, man, for the nuclear missiles. You got precepts? Bring them on. You know what I'm saying? I'll put one. Go.
Second Ezra 16 from verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, and beware your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
Right.
A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and who is he that may drive them away?
Plagues are sent unto you, and who may drive these plagues away? It's an Ahab, yeah. Woe be unto the Asia and Babylon. Okay? Right? Yeah.
I'll pass my shirt. Nice one, let's see. Alright. Shut up.
Right. So read that again, Ark, man.
Right, this is back in 2nd Ezra 16 from verse 1 again. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
Be sorry. You think America's gonna be sorry? What should they be sorry for? For what they done to the children of Israel, right? The scripture says that she's drunken with the blood of the saints. You'd figure that America should be sorry for what they've done. Like if you're sorry, if I was sorry for what I've done to you, I shall work, try to repay you for what I've done. Right? Make amends. Has America made amends for what it's done to the Israelites? The scripture said that a land cannot be cleansed. It can't be cleansed, but by the blood of him that shed it. So you mean to tell me a so-called white man is going to readily lay down his life for what he's done to the Israelites? Because the scripture says tooth for tooth, eye for eye, stripe for stripe, foot for foot, right?
Yeah.
You really think the so-called white man? I remember back in the day, man, when I first came to the truth, I was watching ISUPK, and then the leader of ISUPK is General Iguana, right? And he was talking with this Edomite guy, and he was like, at Revelation 13 verse 10, right? He that leading into captivity shall go into captivity, right? So he told his Edomite, saying, listen man, I've got some cotton for your children to pick. So, you know, I was with them. I was like, yeah, man. They gotta pay for what they done. So I was thinking, but you think these Edomites are going to willingly give up their children to serve in our fields? They ain't going to do that. They'll say, I'm sorry, but they'll still be benefiting from the land that they stole. That's like me stealing your favorite coat. They said, I'm sorry, man, and I still got your coat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still got your coat. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but I still got your coat.
If I may,
The scripture says, when a man steals something from you, he meant to pay double.
Yep.
That's what it says, double unto her.
Yeah, render double.
That's in Revelations 18. So America's going to get something, man. America's soaked with our blood, man. You got something, here?
No, I'll just read on. It says, yeah, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
A fire. Fire is sent among America, but who may quench it? Who gonna quench? Meaning, this judgment is inevitable. There's nothing America can do to stop this judgment from coming. That's why we have confidence. Who's gonna stop this from happening? No one. Come on now.
You know, it's funny as well. Every year in America they have these forest fires, right? Yeah. You see them flying around trying to pour water to put them fires out. That's just a simple forest fire. Imagine how bad it's going to be when that whole land is on fire. The NYFD ain't going to be able to put that shit out. You know, it's going to be total...
in the fire brigade.
Yeah. Ain't no fireman going to be able to climb up on the pole and shoot the water at that.
The ultimate firefighter, boy. Captain Firefighter. Them helicopters that pour out water from the sky.
They're going to get blasted out here by the chariots.
Right.
Let me read on. So it says, plagues are sent among you, plagues are sent unto you, and who is he that may drive them away?
Who's going to drive these plagues away? Someone give me 2nd Ezra chapter 15 where it says I've been plagues upon the world. The sword, famine, death, and destruction.
I got you. 2nd Ezra 15 verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world.
I will bring what?
Plagues, plural,
Yeah.
more than one, upon the world. The sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Right, so look, the Lord gonna bring plagues, but who gonna drive these plagues away? No. So it's inevitable. We're speaking of things that will happen, man. Right? Man, we're the harbingers of death. We're letting these people know, listen, man, death is coming. Right? We're the watchmen. We see the evil and we're warning our people. We're warning even the heathens, man. We say, listen, death, famine, the sword, and destruction is coming. And there's nothing you can do about it. For what's been done to our people, right? These things must follow. Come now.
Right, I've got another precept if I may. Jeremiah 28 verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Right, so the brother just read that the prophets The prophets, what do? They prophesy. They prophesied of what? Evil, famine, pestilence,
against great kingdoms.
and against great kingdoms, of war, right? Of all these things, man. So that's our job. Our job is not to bring on, you know, the doctrine of flowers and daffodils. Is evil, man. But in the minds of the elect, that's good news. You want evil to come. It's like, listen, man, I want death to come.
That's right.
It gonna come. It's like, I'm sick and tired of these motherfuckers
Yep.
walking around,
Without caring
planning
the
their
world.
future. It's like, when am I gonna see dead bodies, man? I wanna see dead bodies, like, you know? Just lying on the ground, no one burying them. I wanna smell that stink. You know? I'm telling you. Even if we get fucked up, man, in the process, we want to see the judgment. We want to see these things manifest. We want to see that there was a judgment. You got more?
Yeah. I didn't finish in 2nd Esdras 15. Right, so 2nd Esdras 15.
Read it again.
Right, so again, 15 and 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world.
So the Lord is saying this. This is not our words. This is the judgment of the Lord, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Thus says him. We're the servants bringing out the words of our Father in heaven. We're telling our people, or the people, this is what the Most High is saying. But then we get chastised for what he's saying.
Yeah, shoot the messenger, innit?
You know what I'm saying? You kidding me for? I didn't make this up.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
The sword, man. War. Nation against nation. Kingdom against kingdom. That's the sword, man. The missile. The tanks. The artillery. Right? You see people in body bags, the Ukrainians, man. You see, every time I see clips of them in body bags, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're getting fucked up. You know? I'll bring what? The sword. What do you say?
Sword, famine.
Famine. As a plague. India closing off its wheat exports. Say, listen, man, we're keeping that shit for ourselves, man. We don't care about you people. You can die. You know? Famine. Lack of wheat exports, man. So the country's not getting what they need. Famine. Chickens being wiped out by farm fires and shit.
Random farm.
Random farm, all of a sudden in this, you know, thousands, tens of thousands of chickens has been killed. Give me a break, man. That's been engineered, man.
Yeah.
You know, farmers getting paid to kill off their crops.
Yeah.
Kill Gates buying off all the farmland, man. Right? They're engineering the famine. Well, so what's that gonna? That's gonna cause food prices to spike up. Inflation. Right? The cost of a loaf of bread used to be like 55p, now it's 65p.
Truth of the matter is that the price of the dollar is going down. So there's no value. That's why things are rising. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah. The dollar's going down. You know, they're saying the same thing with the pound sterling, the euro, right? Because they really want to the elites want to bring in a digitalized currency. That's the end game. So they want to bring about the end of the old and the bringing in of than you. That's why it's so hard to find an ATM nowadays, man.
Yeah.
Every time you go to an ATM, it says, "Oh, this
Out of
ATM
order.
is out of order." You know,
Or even finding shops where you can actually pay with cash is becoming harder. Like every time I go to the supermarket now, all the tills have been locked off. All you can do is pay with card now.
yeah. It's all gradual. It's all gradual. It's all gradual now. Scanning, using your phone.
Or your wrist.
There's even I made a video about up there in I believe that South Bank area is SE1,
Or the Amazon shop, yeah.
the Amazon shop. There's no one working at the tills. You just go in there, you scan your shit, you go in there, you pick up what you want, and you walk out, you scan it, you just automatically take it off of your digital Amazon account, you walk out with your bags. All digitalized now. Right? That's part of that system that they want to bring in. Okay? But so that's part of the plagues that the Lord want to bring forth. If you went off a bit of topic, is famine.
Yep.
Okay? A food crisis. Do you understand? And it's all done by deliberation, man. It's all deliberately done. Because they want to get rid of the world's population. That's part of their depopulation agenda. Right? That's you're going to have cannibalism. You're going to have people preying on other people, viewing them as the next lamb chop, man. Cooking other people and shit, man. Right? Cooking their children and stuff. Prepare for some evil times, man. You might walk down this road and then see someone's ankle, man.
Being spit roasted on the fire.
You rather see someone getting safety, man. He's all tied up, man. He's been turned around.
Shish kebab ain't finished. No more shish kebab.
You know, prepare to see that people getting sacrificed and shit. You know, no joke. You might just walk down the road because a famine. You know what famine is? Famine. That's a test of your character, man. Because when you experience famine, because they're using famine to try and get the people to submit. When you take away the food from the people, they'll do anything to survive. I'll take that chip. Give me that chip.
Yeah.
Give it to me. You know? But the Most High's going to use famine to test your durability, man. That's that test, man, that the Most High's testing to see if you're going to endure, if you're going to overcome. Are you going to allow yourself to be overcome, or are you going to overcome? What are you going to do? The Most High's sitting back watching you.
Yeah.
And what's this guy going to do? You know? But the 2/3, because of their through fear and unbelief, they're going to take that CHIP. You got something to say, go on.
Yeah, just briefly, that's why a lot of women are going to fold in that day. Because
Oh
they're
my-
going to be like,
yeah.
I've got to feed my baby, I've got to feed my
yeah,
child, I'll
yeah.
take it. Then if you're the man in the house, you're going to be like, no, we're not taking it. And that's when you're going to see how much faith a woman has. If she turns and leaves your ass to take the chip to feed their children, a lot of women are going to do that, man.
Yeah. A lot of women, you got to throw your children in the garbage, man. Imagine that a child that's consistently crying out of hunger, consistently crying.
And alerting you to your position. So you could be ducking and diving, living in some back room somewhere. There could be cannibals walking up and down the street. If your baby's crying all the time, they're going to find your ass. So, like you said, they might just throw the baby in the rubbish and dip out.
Yeah. You know? Or eating and stuff. There's records of that happening amongst our people. when you're going through hardship, then they actually cook their own children, man. That's cannibalism. That's what will happen. Cannibalism is coming back. It's not some suggestion. It's something that will happen. You're gonna have people eating other people, right? And in that time, women and children are going to be victimized. The weak are going to be preyed upon. Right? Peace of God.
It's Ezekiel 5, verse 10. Therefore the fathers shall eat their sons, eat the sons in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat their fathers, and I will execute judgments in thee, and the whole remnant of thee will I scatter into all the winds.
You're going to eat your own children, man. That happened, what did you get?
Or if you're old, your children might eat you.
Yeah. It says, Deuteronomy 28, verse 52. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest, throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, throughout all thy land, which Yahweh thy God hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which Yahweh thy God hath given thee, in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee. See that? You're gonna eat your own children, man. And that's martial law. Right? Warlike law, when your enemy has you confined into a certain area, man. Right? Curfew, all of that. Right? These times is coming. Okay? Let's go back. Let's go back to this.
Yep. Back in 2nd Ezra 15 again. And it says, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth,
Right.
and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
That's the reason why these plagues are coming, because of the wickedness thereof. Come on now.
So it says, Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more, as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
Yeah. So read that last part again.
Yep. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
That's like Abel, man.
Yes.
Abel is crying because he got slain by his brother, his wicked brother Cain.
Unjustly.
Unjustly. That's why it says, because of injuries and unrighteous dealings, shall the kingdom be translated from one people to another. Right? And who's causing the unrighteous dealings? Who's causing the injuries? The wicked. Who is the wicked? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Right? They said the souls of the just are complaining continually, man. Their righteous blood is crying before me. So you got spirits in the spirit world that are literally crying before the Most High, man. It's not just us here on earth. You've got spirits in the heavens pleading to the Most High, saying, listen, when are you going to make it right, man?
Yeah.
You know? Because remember, there's certain things that's hidden even from the acknowledgement, even from the angels, man. The angels don't know when the time's going to come of the judgment. Even Yahweh Shai don't know. Only the Most High knows the day and the hour where he's going to look to judge this earth, man. And that's why they're pleading, when you gonna do this thing, man? You know? Read that part again.
2nd Ezra 15 and verse 8 once more. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit.
Meaning the Lord's going to speak. He's no more going to hold his tongue. Meaning the Most High held his tongue. Why? Because it was the Most High gave them their allotted time to rule.
Yeah.
So the Most High is subject to even his own word, man.
That's right.
The Most High's not going to move nor stir the times until the said measure is fulfilled, man. So the Most High bit his tongue the whole time and let it all go down. And that's why a lot of people be like, oh, God don't exist. If God existed, he would have came down and did something. But they don't understand how the Most High operates, man.
It's a power that hides himself.
They don't understand that the Most High, he's subject to his own word, man. He's allocated this devil an allotted time. Let me get that's an Job. Hold on. Lucky. Right. This is Job chapter 15 verse 20. The wicked man travaileth with pain all his days, and the number of years is hidden to the oppressor. Right? The scripture says the number of years is hidden to the oppressor. So he don't know when his time is gonna come. Right? He don't know. But the Lord knows though. Right? The Most High knows his time. Let me get it. Says, and the number of years is hidden to the oppressor. A dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him. What's the dreadful sound in his ears? This trumpet, man. His time is ending. Who's blowing that trumpet? Us, the prophets. We're that dreadful sound in the ears of the elites, man. Right? We're that dreadful sound. We're bringing dread and fear in their minds. Right? That their time is ending. That their time that's been hidden from them, right, is being hidden from them, is actually being declared, man. You at the end of your rope, Esau. You see the signs that our Lord spoke of, right? Your time is ended. So it said, in prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him. Who's the destroyer? Who's the destroyer of the Gentiles? Yahweh Shai. In prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him. That's Yahweh Shai, man.
This is about to put his belly.
Right. And then when Yahweh Shai does come, that's nuclear destruction. We have to be saved from that. So when Yahweh Shai comes, that's salvation and destruction simultaneously. Right? So it says, he believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, and he is waited for of the sword. It says, this man don't believe that the sword is waiting for him. He's like, no man, their inward thought is that their house is shall continue. So he don't believe that the end of him will be the same trap that he set. You know what I'm saying? He made the missile. The Most High put the Spirit upon him to make the missile to prepare his own too. You know what I mean? So it says, he believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, and he is waited for of the sword. And that sword is going to end the darkness and bring in the morning. The morning of our kingdom. He gonna come out of the darkness because Esau, he does things in secrecy too. That's what it says, the darkness, gross darkness shall cover the earth. So he's thinking that he come out of darkness and the sword is there waiting for him. Which is the missile.
Yeah.
To end his time and to bring about the beginning of what? Jacob, our time. But he don't believe that, even though we're telling him that, right? And that's what's crazy. That's why you don't see the multitude of our people here listen to this word, because if the white man don't believe it, then I don't believe it too.
Yeah.
Because he my massive. You know? Because this world is ungodly, man. People don't believe in the Most High and in his words. So we're representatives of the Most High and his word. So people, if they don't believe in the Most High, they're not gonna believe us. Right? Their minds have been darkened. They believe in this devil, man. They've been deceived. You got something going?
Just quick. Romans chapter 3 verse 3. For what if some did not believe?
Right.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect?
Right.
Most High forbid. Yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar.
Right.
As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and thou mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Beautiful. There's 2 Chronicles 20, verse 20. And they rose early in the morning and went forth into the wilderness of Tekoa. And as they went forth, Jehoshaphat stood and said, Hear me, O Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem. Believe in Yahweh, your God, so shall ye be established. Believe his prophets, so shall ye prosper. Right? Believe the prophets, man. Because we're the ones pronouncing the end of this man's system. Right? So what if some did not believe? That don't mean that what we're saying is without effect. It's going to instruct us and our people to believe what the prophets are saying, man. Right? But again, that all starts with faith. And faith, that's precious, man. The Most High not going to give faith to every Israelite. He only going to give it to an elect.
Yeah.
They're the ones that's going to believe the prophets. They're the ones that's going to tremble at the Heavenly Father's word. Right? And reform their ways. And wait for the coming of our Lord, man. Right? And it will make perfect sense to them.
There's another sense of like, what fucked me up, right? Is where I live, there's a park behind where I live, right? Yeah. And if you see all these drakes fucking putting up all the flags for the Jubilee thing.
Oh goodness.
And it fucked me up, you know. I said, these fucking people stupid to this fucking queen, right? and it's celebrating the Jubilee because it's a
Jakes,
pattern-
Jakes.
Yeah, Jakes.
Celebrating their
Celebrating
own oppression.
Your own impression. That's what I'm saying. And I just look at them in amazement. I said, these people don't know what's coming. They
What?
don't know. They're out there with a baby.
It's a spirit.
You know?
The blessed.
Yeah, Jubilee.
yeah.
That's good. That's a spirit, brother. You see? Put it on the post there. Whyte City. Make it say first. Whyte City. Whyte City.
Blood clot.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
The White City.
Ahab. There's a lot of Jakes that are getting busy between Muslims.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, man. We're busy.
Celebrating their own oppression.
Celebrate.
I was thinking about that today. I was like, listen, man, none of you Jakes, man.
Come on, then you go for
You
it.
Israelites should be celebrating
No.
this bitch's throne. You should be praying for that she crumble up and die.
That's right. None of
You
this
know,
but
just
to-
dry up and
Yeah.
just die, man. You know what I'm saying?
Jake's out there saying, God save the Queen.
Save the
This kind of
Queen,
shit.
God.
God save the Queen. God damn the Queen.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know what she's doing because every time I see her on television, I don't see one wrinkle on her face.
Yeah, no, she been like that for
You know
the
what
past since I've been
Don't
alive.
fucking when we get old, you know what I mean? Yeah?
You know,
I know, I'm doing that, man.
You know, age.
Right?
I've aged
Yeah.
quicker than her, man.
No wrinkles. And she got all teeth in her mouth, every single teeth. But the canine teeth, long though, I tell you that. The canine teeth, you know the canine teeth?
Yeah.
Right? The pointy ones, long.
Well, I heard that she ain't making public appearances no more. I thought she's sick of it.
With that, man, shit.
The Elder Mars video and you say that. Because I didn't notice it.
I never knew at all. I didn't know. Because I went to the shop the other day and somebody told me that it's going to be a bank holiday. I said, what for? They said for the Jubilee. And I said, wow, it's amazing. You know?
The time's gonna come where we're gonna put them in shackles, man. About to put the Queen in shackles. We're gonna say, but that's a sight to behold, boy.
You know what? It's their children that I want. Putting chains on Prince, little, what they call him, Prince George or whatever, the little one.
Oh yeah.
It's them I want, because they're the ones who are thinking, yeah, they're going to inherit this kingdom. Then they're going to get a rude awakening when they realise, oh shit, now we're in slavery. Yeah.
I just want to read this. The last part says, hear me, O Judah, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Believe in Yahweh your God, so shall ye be established. Believe his prophets, so shall ye prosper. Right? Believe in the prophets, man. That's the main important thing, to believe in the men in your highways, your hedges. We're like ghosts, spirits haunting your society, man. Pronouncing your downfall. When it's there in the streets, it's haunting your streets, man. You're standing there with the Bible open. No one listens to us. But they're not meant to listen. It's not for them. They're not worthy. But if you was deep, you had some sort of spirituality, if you was led of the Spirit, you'd be standing on our doorsteps, wearing out our doorsteps every day, man. If you have some sense of righteousness and uprightness and justice about you, you'd be at our doorsteps every day, man. Trying to work this shit out. Right? Someone give me 1 Corinthians 14, verse 22. He let him get 1 Corinthians 14 and 22.
Me, yeah?
Yeah. And you get me Romans chapter 10, verse 10. Right? The most beautiful thing right now is to dedicate yourself to prophecy.
Right.
Everything else will fall into place. Right? Don't worry. You got it?
Yep. 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 22 says, wherefore tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not.
Right?
But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not, but for them which believe.
Read that again.
1 Corinthians 14:22 once more. Wherefore tongues are for a sign,
Wherefore tongues are for a sign, come on,
not to them that believe,
not to them that believe.
but to them that believe not.
Yeah, because if you're speaking a tongue, you're speaking in a language. Like, what I'm saying is believable to you. I'm speaking in a language that you can understand. Right? I'm not prophesying to you or anything like that. You believe what I'm saying because I'm interpreting it in your language. You can understand what I'm saying. You know?
But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not,
But prophesying now, it's not for them that don't believe. Come on.
but for them which believe.
But prophesying serves is there for them that do believe. So when we prophesy, this ain't for everybody, man. It's for them that do believe, that have that faith. Come on now.
Romans chapter 10, verse 10. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness,
Right?
and with the mouth confession is made unto salutation.
Salvation. Read that again.
Romans 10, verse 10. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness,
With the mind, because the word heart means the mind or the inner being of a man. With the inner being,
More clearer than
yeah, this different,
Yeah, it's not usually like this here, is it?
yeah,
Usually quiet here.
constant. These niggas are up to no good. I know it's niggas, you know. I know it's them grimy ass niggas.
Probably because they're out for the tribune doing some madness.
Yeah. But it says with the man's inner being, his mind, you believe. So this is an internal thing. This has to come from your soul. This belief, this faith, this has to be a part of you, man. I can't give this to you. It says with your mind you believe. Something that's inside of you. You believe, man. I can't put this in you. This has to already be inside of you. For you to believe in the words that I'm telling you. You understand? I can't make you believe. I can't bring the horse's head and drink the water, boy.
Yeah.
You know, it has to be already inside of you to believe. So it's not me. That's why it's all praises to him. Because it's him that's gathering us. I'm just a tool. Because you would have never been able to believe unless you heard the word first. So the Most High is using me to bring out the word, and from what's inside of you, you believe in what I'm telling you. So my whole job is just to bring out the word. I can't make you believe. I could beat this word. I could beat you upside the head. You still don't believe because it's not in you. It's not in your mind. You got something going?
And you talk about it has to be within you, yeah?
Yeah.
Luke 17, verse 20 to 21. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of our power should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of Yahweh cometh not with observation.
Right.
Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of Yahweh is within you.
It is within you. Right? And the Most High allowed this word to enter in you. Fine, let me get that. But let me read this first and I'll get the other one. Sirach chapter 1, verse 14. Straight to the point. To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb.
That's right.
Hear that? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. Before you was even born. You was predestined. So you was just walking around, just waiting for the day that you heard the word, man. You were just walking around, you was born, living your life, you know, and at the age of, I don't know, 18, 20, whatever year the Most High allocated to you. Then you might have heard, you might have stumbled across a video, walked past the camp, started listening, and then you were sealed. Then the word entered into you. Because the Lord was knocking. And the Lord opened up your mind to receive it. Because you was of the elect. But now if you was a 2/3 now, that would have been Matthew chapter 13 right there.
Yeah.
That would have been Matthew 13. That would have been Matthew 13 all the way. Right? Let me get the scripture. Hold on, where's the art? Yeah, hold on.
Do you want Matthew 13 or?
Hold on, let me get Acts chapter 16, chapter 14, right? Acts 16, verse 14. And a certain woman named Lydia, a seller of purple of the city of Thyatira, right? Thyatira was in Turkey. Thyatira is a city in Turkey. A seller of purple of the city of Thyatira, which worshipped the Most High, heard us, right? Whose heart the Lord opened, that she attended unto the things which were spoken of Paul. And the Most High opened up her mind to receive it. But if you was a 2/3, the Most High would have, because you can't open what the Most High closed. But then you can't close what the Most High's open. That's Revelations, man. Chapter 3. Do you understand? It said, and a certain woman named Lydia, a seller of purple of the city of Thyatira, which worshipped the Most High, she heard us. What did it say in Romans chapter 10? It said, without hearing,
For the heart of man.
so lucky, let me get it. Without hearing, give me Romans chapter 10, verse, start from verse 14.
This is Romans chapter 10, verse 14. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed?
How can they call on him whom they haven't believed? Again, the word, that's believe, faith. Come on now.
And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard?
How can they believe on him who they haven't heard, man? Come on now.
And how shall they hear without a preacher?
And how can they hear without a preacher? So someone preached unto Lydia this gospel. Because when she heard us, right, the servants of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, then what the Most High opened up her mind for these words to enter in. And that's how she was sealed, man. Because she was of the elect. But now, if she was a 2/3, the Most High would have closed up her mind, man. Right? Because it wouldn't be meant for her. Nisi be converted and be healed. Right? You finished with that?
Yeah,
Right? You got something going?
Just a quick one. I think it's in the same chapter, Romans 10 and 17. So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High.
Wait.
Read it again, yeah? Romans 10 verse 17. So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High.
So faith comes by hearing. It's a beautiful thing to hear, you know.
It is. Song of the Saints.
To shut your damn mouth and open up your ears. But the scripture says that their ears are uncircumcised, man. They ain't not going to enter into their damn ears. It says, he that have ears to hear, let him hear. But let me get to that.
Now, just say something to me on it. A lot of people don't realise, but listening is actually a skill. And a lot of children don't learn how to listen. It's like one of those things your parents don't really teach you how to look. They don't really teach you how to listen either. It's one of those things that they assume a child will just inherently know. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of people go through their life and they don't know how to listen to even the most basic instructions. Like, you know, a guy might come to the camp and you're trying to deal with him, you know, basically, you know, precept on precept, but because they don't listen and they don't really comprehend what they're hearing, like the elder said, their ears are uncircumcised, they can't see the truth. And that's just the way it is with a lot of people. A lot of people don't know how to listen.
Yeah, that's true. That's what they say. They talk about listening skills.
Yeah.
So listening is actually a skill. And can you imagine that? Something so basic is actually a skill. That's a damn shame.